What's going on, STR Nation? We are now in the middle of holiday season, so we want to give you guys 4 tips to help maximize your holiday bookings. So, tip number 1 is to update your listing titles. And this doesn't just apply to the holidays, but throughout the course of the year, you should be updating your listing titles. Okay. Think about what is driving traffic or what is driving guests to your property, right? So, as an example, we've got some properties up in New England and Massachusetts and in other markets as well. But for the ones in Massachusetts, we have some properties in Salem, which for Halloween is huge. It's where the Salem witch trials happened and everything else. So back in late August, we flipped all of our listing titles to highlight that, like, hey, you want to spend Halloween in Salem, right? And we drove that and had really high occupancy and really high revenue for the month. Now that we're getting into the holidays, once Halloween's over, we got to reposition the listings again. And again, start to attract those holiday bookings. Hey, come and see family, friends, loved ones. We're close to XYZ. We're near the city. We're near this. We're near that. So start to, again, reposition your listing titles to start attracting those people that are going to be traveling for the holidays. That is the first step. Mike, what do we got for step number 2?
Step number 2 is put in some holiday decor and take pictures of that. And also take pictures of your listing in the season that you're in. You know, you don't want to have, summer pictures at the beach with beachy stuff when it's, January, December. So update the decor too. Like if you can put some seasonal holiday decor and take pictures of that as well, make sure that's within like the first 6 pictures when people are looking at your listing. That'll really boost up when people look at it, because people are booking based on your listing title and the first like 6 photos.
And you want to create that emotion with people, right? Like if you watch any ads that are on TV or any type of marketing, it's all about creating a feeling, right? Most people, they look at an empty house and they just see an empty house. But if you're an agent, you know that you want to bring in a stager to stage that house so that people can see themselves in that house. You want to do the same with your listing. So they want to be able to picture themselves in that house for the holidays. Right. So whether you've got a fireplace and you have a fire going, maybe you have a Christmas tree, or maybe you just have some wreaths and some holly and things like that, just to make it feel warm and cozy for the holidays. Those little touches will go a long way, and it's going to help your listing stand out and create that emotional draw for people that are going to want to stay in your property. Okay. So that's step number 2, update the
makes photos. It so much easier. When people are Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, if you can stand out from other properties and people can actually see themselves, they'll pay a premium for it. So they'll pay the $500-$600 a night for a vacation rental. If they can see like, hey, this is actually like, they've got a huge family room table that we can all sit at and enjoy, Thanksgiving meal. So that's something that we've done with our beach property is take a nice picture and add some like, orange and red and leaves and colors and stuff like that on the dining room table or family room table. So people can picture themselves having Thanksgiving meal there.
Absolutely. Step number 3 is to review your pricing and your minimum stay requirements. Okay. So again, as far as your pricing goes, we always want to recommend using a dynamic pricing tool. If you guys want some info on that, we'll give you some info at the end of this video. But you want to use a dynamic pricing tool, but you also want to review your pricing and compare that against competitors, right? So if your property right now is listed at $249 a night, but everybody else in your market for that Thanksgiving or Christmas week is at like $449, obviously you want to be mindful of that and tweak that pricing to match or go above your competitors so that you're going to maximize your revenue. The other thing to think about is, what are your minimum stay requirements? Okay. You may have a 1-night minimum, 2-night, 3-night, 7-night minimum, whatever it is, but thinking through the holidays, okay, if Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, ideally, I want somebody booking my property from like Wednesday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ideally. So maybe instead of a 2-night minimum, I have a 4-night minimum so that when they're coming in for the holidays, they're going to stay from Wednesday to Saturday at a minimum so that I maximize that whole time. I don't really want somebody checking out on Thanksgiving because people are already in the area for that day. It's going to be hard to fill that booking that night because people are already booked for that trip. Right. Yeah. So think through logically, what's the best strategy for me to maximize my occupancy? Should I make it a 3 or 4-night minimum on Thanksgiving or on Christmas or on Christmas Eve or on New Year's Eve, whatever it is? What should my minimum nights look like? And that's going to be different depending on the size of your property as well. Little studio apartment is going to be different than a 10-bedroom house, right? So think through that logically. It's a lot easier to fill a little studio than it is a 10-bedroom house for a 1 or 2 night stay.
Yeah. And also too, be cognizant, you don't want to do same day turnovers on Thanksgiving or same day turnovers on even the day after Thanksgiving or, Christmas Eve. You don't want your cleaners working on those days. You want to keep them happy because they don't want to be clean on those days either, for the most part. So, good point there. And then point number 4 is marketing on social media, marketing on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok of what your place looks like, and put it out to your network. One of our places for Thanksgiving was booked from family friends, and they didn't ask for a discount or anything, just because they knew that they could see themselves at our place that is close to the beach, having Thanksgiving with their family. And, that was done through a Facebook post. So I know you've done that as 100%. Well.
Yeah, we just did it for Halloween, a couple weeks ago, where we had a last minute cancellation on the day before Halloween. We tweaked some pricing, did some things on the listing, and then, I put it out on my Instagram, I put it out on my Facebook, and we were able to fill it that day, right? So again, leverage that power. I would start posting it now, get it out there now. Like, hey, have any family coming in for the holidays? Check out our properties. We'd love to host your family, and just get it out there. We talk a lot in the mastermind about planting seeds. And what I mean by that is telling everybody what you do. Everybody in your circle should know that this is what you do and this is the business that you're in. I see so many people that they don't tell anybody what they're doing. It's almost like they're afraid to tell people like, hey, I'm building this thing on the side for whatever reason. Go out there and tell people what you do. People want to support you. They want, if I'm going to stay in North Carolina near one of Mike's properties, I'm going to stay at Mike's property. 1, I know I'm going to get a good experience, but 2, I just like Mike. So I'd rather give him the business than a stranger. So it's going to be the same thing for any people that are close to you, that they're going to have family coming in for the holidays. Then it's like, hey, I'm just going to have them stay at Mike's place. It looks great. I know they're going to get a good experience, and I'd rather give Mike the business anyway. Yep. So plant those seeds. So to recap, you want to update those listing titles. You want to update your photos at a minimum, even if you don't have decor out, at a minimum, like Mike said, you don't want to have beach pictures in there when it's snowy in New England, right? For the holidays. So update those photos. I would put in some nice tasteful decor, whether it's wreaths or whatever else. Just make it feel homey. Put the fireplace on, do things like that to make it feel cozy and warm. Show the big dining room tables if you have it. Ideally set it up with all the place settings and everything else so people can visualize themselves at this beautiful table having Thanksgiving dinner together, those types of things. Then you want to update and review your pricing and your minimum stay requirements. Again, thinking through logically, what size property do I have and how can I maximize my occupancy during the holidays? I don't want people checking out on those big holidays. 1, because it's going to screw up maxing out my occupancy and my revenue. But 2, I also want to give my cleaners and my teammates a break, so that they're not having to work on those holidays. And then 4, post your stuff on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all the platforms, and tell everybody what you do. Get the word out there. Hey, you should check out my property. If you've got anybody coming in for the holidays, I'd love to have them. Here's a link. Let me know. We'd love to have them stay at our place, right? And by doing those 4 things, you will maximize your occupancy and your revenue during this holiday season. So if you want some additional tips and some additional help to help launch, automate, and scale your short-term rental business, then we have something great for you. It's completely free. We call it the STR Secret Starter Pack. We've got deal analyzers. We've got market research tools. We've got templates, checklists, you name it, all the stuff that you're going to need to get up and going or to help scale your business. And it is completely free. All you got to do is text resources to 978-242-0001. And we'll get you set up. You'll have your own login, your own portal. Everything's laid out in there nice and clean for you so you can find the resources that you need to continue to grow and scale and build a profitable business for yourself. So that's it for this week. Hope you guys are having an amazing holiday season. We'll talk to you soon.